Hi guys, it's Shani from Crafts, Names, and Things with another quick DUI. This is a back to school one that I'm super excited about. So what we're going to make is we're going to make Mod Podge pencils, but we're going to add a little bling on top, a little jewel right on the top. So you're going to need pencils. And I did use the pencils that have the erasers, but what I did is I just wiggled it off to get it off so that I would have this top part that's flush. And that's where I'm going to put my jewels. Okay, so that's all I did was just take off this eraser part. Okay, you're going to need a paper cutter or scissors, whichever you prefer. Then I'm going to use a brush from my Mod Podge, and then I have a tablet here of paper, of beautiful decorated paper. So, okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to grab a piece of scrapbooking paper. So whichever pattern you want, you can just kind of go through. I love this one, it's so pretty. But it's kind of thick, so I think I'm going to stick with a less thick one. So I think I'm going to do this pretty one with the butterflies. And then I'll do another one, maybe one with polka dots, that would be pretty. And then I'll do that one. Okay. So what we're going to do, and this is a good way to use your scraps too, is I'm going to cut down a sheet of this paper. This is 12 by 12, and I'm going to make it an inch. Okay. So it needs to be 1 inch. Okay. So we'll just snap off the score part. Go and put the paper cutter part on. Okay, and I'm just going to go over an inch. Okay. Okay. Because it takes about an inch of paper to make a pencil. So I'm just going to make sure that I line it up, and I'm going to cut off an inch. Ready? And I'm just going to do that with the rest of my sheets. Okay, so I have all my strips done. Okay, so that's what I have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Mod Podge. Okay. But first I'm going to measure how long I need for my pencil. So I'm going to just take my pencil, line it up against. Alrighty, and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to chop off that end. Try and line it up, and then I can just use it as a guide. And if we need to trim, then we can. So don't worry about if you need to trim. But it just has to be an inch. So that's the most important measurement that you can remember, is that when you're making your pencils, you're just going to make them an inch thick. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to grab my first one. Ready, and get my brush. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to brush it with my Mod Podge. And I'm going to take the pattern that I want. Ready? And I'm going to start just at the very tip. I'm going to do that other side too. Oops. Got Mod Podge everywhere here. And you can even brush it on the paper. I think that that makes the paper just a little bit more pliable. Okay. And don't worry, we will save that Mod Podge. So all I'm going to do is take my pencil. I'm going to go to one edge. And I'm just going to roll it. Make sure that that pencil is centered, and we're going to roll it. You might have to press down a little bit, really push that pencil in good. And I love making these pencils. You can make such pretty cool colors, and it's one of a kind. And the good thing about these is because they're made from paper, you can sharpen them, which is awesome. Okay, so we're just going to press down, and then I'm going to grab just some of that Mod Podge, and I'm going to put it on that edge there, just so to make it so that it seals good. And I'm just going to kind of press it down. Okay, if I have to apply more Mod Podge, I will. And it's kind of better, I'm noticing, if you use kind of a thinner paper. This is really thick cardstock, so probably this wasn't the best one to use, but. And it helps if you put one side down first. So see, I pressed this side down first. Can you see that? And then I'm just going to put the other side on top of it. And that made it a lot easier, so I recommend that you do that. And then just add just a little bit more glue, just like that. Very good. Okay. Just clean up those areas if you need to. You just want to make sure that it's really nice and sealed against your pencil. Okay. And we're going to wait for this to dry. And make sure you get any little wrinkles out. Really push it and see how it's on there. Kind of looks like a straw. But it's pretty well sealed in the line. See how it's taut? Very cool. Okay, so I'm just going to make a couple more, and then I'll brush it again, and I'll show you what our next step. Okay guys, so I'm back. Hello. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to brush the outside of my pencils. I let them dry a few minutes with Mod Podge. So I think I'm going to do like 2 or 3 coats on each one. And you're just going to take it and brush it. Hi everyone, it's Shani, I'm back. So I have coated our pencils with Mod Podge. I did about 3 coatings, so this is what they look like. As you can see, they're really cool. They have lots of decoration. That's the bottom. That's going to be the top. So you can totally leave them like this. This one just has the eraser on it. So see, look at that. And it has polka dots, which is kind of cool. And you could just have a regular pencil like this. But because I took the place where the erasers place off, I decided to add some little jewels. So I just have these plastic acrylic jewels that I got from the dollar store. Okay. And I'm just going to add them right at the top of my pencils, just to add a little bit of boom, boom, boom. So all I'm going to do is I have my glue gun here, is I'm going to just decide which side I want the gem to go on. And I'm going to apply some glue right on the top. Just a little bit. And I'm actually going to use an oval one for this one. I just think that would have a really pretty look. So you can kind of get the straightways. And look how pretty. So it has a little jewel on top. So it's a little jeweled pencil. Isn't that pretty? I love these, and you can sharpen them, and then when you come to the end, you have a little jewel pencil. And those would look awesome in your pencil box or in your office, and a little caddy or something. I love them. So I'm just going to take this end, I'm going to apply some glue, just like that. And I'm going to put my tool on. Very cool. So see that, there's that one. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So you have your two pencils, two little jeweled pencils, and all you do is sharpen them and you're ready to go. So they're really cute, little jeweled pencils. So thanks so much for liking and subscribing, and I will have a lot more school-related DIYs, like using school supplies, because I love school supplies and office supplies. So I'm going to do binders and notebooks and all sorts of cool stuff. And I will try to do stuff that you guys haven't seen before. So please like and subscribe if you want to see more DIYs, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.